Hey everybody. Hello. Hello. Hey y'all. You know what's up? It's me, your girl sis. And I just wanted to make a video, and chit chat and do a little TikTok trend, eat with the grooves and the boys and the thems and the other non-binary people, honey. We're inclusive. But yeah, I am about to try this nature cereal and also talk to y'all a little bit about some common misconceptions and the difference between gender and sexuality. And if you follow me on Twitter, you know I've been talking about that, and I've been talking about it for a long time. Gotta push the girls up. So yeah, we're gonna make this nature cereal. So I'm gonna record it on my phone because I want y'all to be able to see what I'm doing. So we have blueberries, okay? Let's open it up. Got some blueberries, child. We put some of them in the bowl. Some of them could go in the bowl as well. Make sure y'all rinse y'all fruit off. You don't ever want to just eat fruit raw because there's pesticides. They gotta keep the bugs off the fruit. So we got some, I'm gonna save those for later. But then we have some strawberries. So we're gonna put the strawberries in there. And then we have some blackberries. Ooh, doing this with my hand is hard. These expensive, so we will get a whole page. Yeah, we're gonna put a couple of those in there. There we go. Seeds will go in there, like so, like that. And I'm putting all in there because that's my business. There we go. Here we go. And we like it wet. We want our cereal to be good and wet. So, let's do that. And then let me show y'all, you gotta mix it up a bit. You gotta mix it up. So it's ready to eat. The camera eat before we do. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my nature cereal while I talk to y'all. So, hold on. Let me get some raspberry on that bite. Okay. Wait. Hold on. I'm gonna enjoy this. Yeah. Wait a minute. The girls might have been wanting something with it. No, this hits. What I like about it is like the coconut water has like kind of a salt, not a salty, but a flavor that's not so super sweet. And so it blends in very well with the fruits and all the fruits together. I think yes, having a smoothie is cool, but having all of these different berries on one spoon and chewing them at the same time, it's you get to taste them separately, and then that mix just pow, 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 it hits. So I really enjoy this. I was definitely somebody what the fuck, y'all ain't never had berries before? But I like it. 10 out of 10. I would recommend it. It's like a fruit cup. It's like a organic fruit cup, because them fruit cups that they gave us in high school and elementary school were ghetto. The juice was too soggy, and the vegetables didn't have no crunch. I like a little crunch. So yeah, welcome to my channel. So. I'm talking about gender and sexuality. I ain't gonna have all the glitz and glamour like gender, I ain't gonna have all that, because I got film tomorrow and got a lot of stuff going on. Gender is your identity, how you feel, how you operate. You know what I mean? It's very personal. A lot of people like to say gender is who you go to bed as at night, and sexuality is who you go to bed with at night. So sexuality is who you like, what you're attracted to. So talking about gender, you know, there are many genders, and there are none at all, to be honest. You can be cisgender, you can be transgender, you can be non-binary, gender non-conforming, and no gender, you can two-spirit, you can be all kinds of genders. It's who you are, your identity, how you feel and operate in this world. For me, and I can only speak for me, being in this world, I identify as a trans female, more so on the cusp of transcending, but more so trans female. And all that means is the gender that was assigned to me at birth I didn't identify with, and I feel a lot more comfortable in this world as a girl and as a femme, and being a Black trans femme has really changed my life in a multitude of ways. There's so much more to the world that I feel like is available to me and is in store for me because I know who I am. And I understand who I am, and I love who I am. And I'm a part of a super special group of people, especially Black trans women, who are just rock stars in every way, shape, and form. It's really cool. So yeah, I'm a trans person. And then you have cisgender people, and non-binary people. And there are a lot of misconceptions within those. A lot of times people think that if you're cisgender, that means you're straight, and that is not the truth. Cisgender just means you identify with the gender you were assigned at birth. And a lot of people are cisgender until they realize they are transgender. People think that transgender is a new thing and non-binary is a new thing, and it's not. It's been around for a long time. There was one non-binary person, oh, I wish I remember their name. Oh, yes. So there was this, one of the non-binary OGs was called Public Universal Friend. And I love that because I call myself cis, which is more so like a sister to the people. Long story short, well, I'll tell you the story. So a lot of people are always like, oh, where'd you get your name cis from? Well, in 2019, when I was like, oh my gosh, like there's so much more to me that I'm like not knowing about. I was like, oh my God, am I non-binary? Like me? Am I non-binary? But all of the representations of non-binary I had from media and people around me, it seemed like a white people thing. So I thought that only white people could be non-binary. So I was like, chat, anyways, like what? And I was like, I identify as this, but it doesn't seem like it's right for me and my Blackness. So I was like, I don't really agree or understand they them pronouns because they just weren't hitting for me. So I was like, you know what? Call me cis. I was watching like Paris Burning, Pose, and a lot of things at the time. So like cis was very much in my vocabulary. It's like what I called my, close Black friends and stuff like that. So I was like, call me cis. Like that's what I want to go by. That's what will empower me, because it's feminine and I've always been known as, the matriarch of the community, the mother of the house. And so I was like, yeah, like call me cis, let's do that. So yeah, it was kind of because I was like, I didn't see myself within the bounds of gender nonconformity. And I know there's a lot of like Black kids out there and a lot of brown kids as well who kind of, because of the way, our upbringing was and our history and our past, it's difficult for us to see ourselves represented in a way of like, oh, I'm queer and I can be happy, or I'm queer and this is a good thing. But I'm here to tell you that it is, and if I'm the representation, then I will be that. And there are a whole bunch of other people that I look up to that are the representation for happiness within the bounds of your transit. And another thing, so non-binary also means that you don't identify with the gender you were assigned at birth, and that you don't really identify on the spectrum of gender. You can, but majority of the time you don't. You kind of identify outside of the bounds of gender. That's why you're non-binary, outside of the binary, outside of what a male and female is. And so that's under the same umbrella as transness. So whenever people like talk about transness and they talk about, you know, non-binary, it is all one. Yeah, there's representation out there. We working very hard to get us some more, I promise you. Let's talk about sexuality. So sexuality and gender, two different things. So you got homosexual, you got heterosexual, you got pansexual, you got bisexual, all those things. Heterosexual means that you are attracted to the opposite sex. So when I talk about this, a lot of people think that if you are a straight man and you date a trans person or trans woman or vice versa, you might be gay or whatever. That's not the case, because if I identify as a woman and I am a woman and you are a man, that I am the opposite of your sex. You know what I mean? When people try to get into the schematics of it, it's like, what do you have down there? That don't matter. Mind your business. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, the person might be gay or straight or whatever. It's a case by case, but that shouldn't be assumed. And that is what gets a lot of people, especially men, riled up, because they're like, oh, I'm not gay. But then they be attracted to you. And you be like, why are you saying you gay? I'm not gay. You know what I mean? It gets very disrespectful. It's a lot. Yeah, talking about sexuality. Heterosexual. You're attracted to the opposite sex. Homosexual. You're attracted to your same sex. Bisexual. You're attracted to both sexes. Pansexual is more so you're attracted to human beings. You're attracted to anybody. There's a lot of conversation about like kids transitioning, you know. How do you know when you're that young and things like that? It is a hard life already. Adding on top of it, making a human being do so much and be so much at such a young age is like, can hurt. Like for me, having to go through life and being looked at as this man and this, you know, football player and this, and that, was just not something that I was with. I was like, is this like, I'm a Bratz girl. Like, I'm a Bratz as well. I like me some Hannah Montana. Like, I just was identified very femme growing up, and that caused a lot of rifts in my relationships with family members because they had an expectation for me. And you don't do that. You don't need to put expectations on people, because sometimes people don't live up to the expectation that you have for them. You know, they live up to the expectation they have for themselves, and they're gonna blossom into who they want to be. So allow people to be who they are, and not just in terms of identity or sexuality, but in general. Let people be them, and let them show you who they are. Don't try to predict. You ain't no weather girl. You ain't no weather boy. You ain't no weather them. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's so much to talk about. And that's why I'm so excited for my news. That's why. But yes, if y'all like this video, let me know. I'll try to do a little more. I love talking to the kids and everybody. But yeah, I hope that debunks some things. I want to talk about like things being choices, like sexuality being a choice. It's not a choice. Like, it's not. It's an existence, and yeah, we make choices to be or do things, you know what I mean? But some of that stuff lives inside you, and your destiny is your destiny, and who you were meant to be is who you were meant to be, you know what I mean? So back to just letting people just be. And I feel like as human beings, we get to points in our lives and in places where other human beings have just too much say and too much control over other human beings, and that's a problem for me, child. But yeah, but me in there day by day, Black trans lives matter. Remember that. Yeah. So that's where we're gonna go today. That's how far we're gonna go today. This shit is good. Like, I would love to wake up every morning and eat this. Go get y'all some strawberries, some blueberries, and some organic blackberries. Get them organic, and get you some coconut water. Yeah. Go get that. Love y'all.